and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, I have on the board what we had in our last video, and I'm going to reference that up here because we're going to move from this, so we need this foundation to understand. Now, last video, you bring everything into existence. You are the creator of your world, and you create it inside, as that last model demonstrated, and then you project it onto the outside. And the inside creation and the outside energy system matches each other perfectly. Now, our video today is going to expand and give you some ideas on how your inside creation matches the outside energy system exactly. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. And we are back in a flash. But before we go on, I do want to pick up something that I forgot in the last video, and that is the reference to A Course in Miracles. In the last video, which was you bring everything into existence, is a quote from A Course in Miracles. And if you go back to that other video, you will, in the description, you will find this information. And here's the quote. Now we're talking about you bringing everything into existence. For it is we who make the world as we would have it be. Very straightforward. For it is we who make the world, our world, as we would have it based upon our belief system. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to put on the board about this mystery, and it is this: outside of you is a mystery. Outside of you, you don't know what it is. Now, in the egoic world, you know what it is. At least you believe you know what it is. And I have said it's energy out here, and we're going to make this the energy system out here. And on the inside is your creation. And you are convinced that your senses are telling you that there are objects out here in the energy system, and that there is an outside reality, a physical reality. Now we're going to question that, and we're going to look at it a couple different ways. So maybe I should, just for convenience, so we don't forget, divide this into energy and creation. What you create inside. So again, we have outside energy, inside creation. Now, in that, looking at that, we're going to have to use some metaphors because we can't appreciate it directly. So, I've said before, you are taking your creation and you are projecting it onto the outside energy system. Now, projection, the concept, was put together pretty well by Sigmund Freud with the help of his daughter Anna. And I don't remember exactly, but these were called ego defense systems. And I think there are around 19 of them. Projection being one of them. So projection is an ego defense system. If you start out with that, it might seem a little easier. Now, in a moment, I'm going to kind of contrast the energy systems. Now, so I'm going to refer to my notes here where it says, okay, what kind of energy systems do we have here? And basically it says, when I looked it up, if you're familiar with the Hermetic, the 7 principles of Hermeticism, one of those, and I think the third one, a principle of the universe. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. From that concept of vibration, everything has an energy signature. It vibrates at a certain frequency, and basically you can determine what the energy is from the frequency. Now, how many different forms of energy are there? A lot, but the common ones are thermal energy, radiant energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, electrical energy, motion energy, sound energy, elastic energy, gravitational energy, and there's a lot more. So these are the energy fields that are developed out here. Now inside, these are the energy fields out here that your senses are picking up information from. No objects. Fields of energy. Now we're going to look at fields of energy and the interaction of fields of energy, because each interaction becomes a separate system and radiates a certain frequency. So with those were the top 10 energy systems. If you take those and you interrelate them, because energy isn't destroyed, it's transferred into something else. It transforms. It's the original transformer. It transforms into other things. So we have to be aware of that, because our senses pick up differences. Our senses don't pick up anything where there's no differences. If there's no differences, no patterns, useless to our senses. So that's the foundation. And I hope that's a clear enough definition for right now. If you have any questions, of course, put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can straighten them out. Oh, by the way, you can also subscribe and hit the like button. And that would be a lot of fun. So inside, you create your world, as we described in the last several videos, and then you project it onto the energy system, and it matches it exactly. Now, to show how that happens, I have taken a picture that I'm going to show here of a tornado. And so you can see the tornado, and your senses would pick up the information around the tornado because it has many interacting fields. And it's the difference, it's the patterns in the interacting fields out here in the energy system that your senses gather information about. So you have, now if you look at the picture, you see that you have heat. Tornadoes has a lot to do with heat, upper atmosphere and ground heat and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's one of the energy systems. Gravity, because if you look at the picture, you see there's things floating up against gravity within the tornado, and then without the energy of the tornado, it all falls out. And you have radiation, you have other forms of energy that are in there, and you can begin to select them out. So you have a wonderful picture of a tornado, and you will create inside of you, based upon that input from your senses, you'll construct a tornado. Now I said you take your inside construction and you project it onto the outside energy system, and it'll match perfectly. Now, if we take all of those interacting systems out of the picture of the tornado, take them all out, and the next picture I'm going to show inside here is the pure energy of the tornado without the interacting fields. And here's what it looks like. What are your senses going to report to you? Not much. It is the patterns within the energy field that give emphasis to the senses to transmit information through the model that we discussed in the last several videos to create your world. And then you project that world onto the energy patterns that are out here, and it will match perfectly. Your inside created objects, when you project them onto the outside energy system, have to match. Why? From the interacting energy system, that's the information that your senses picked up. And so this outside pattern of energy matches your inside creation of objects. And so when you put them on top, you're going to believe absolutely that they're outside, that there's an outside reality. No, there's no outside reality. There's your inside projection onto the energy patterns. And they move as you can picture the tornado moving along, picking up more stuff. Maybe cars, maybe cows, maybe fence posts. And then it moves on. And that's the same thing here. This energy system, these patterns move on. You reconnect again. Each moment, you're making a new creation and in projecting it onto here and believing it's out here. No, you're the creator. What's outside of you is a mystery. And you take what you can from your senses and you create, because you're the creator, you create inside. And then because you believe through the egoic world that there's an outside reality, you project it outside and you say, oh, there it is. Isn't that wonderful? It matches what I believe. And that's the point. Your inside creation is the way it is because of your beliefs. And you believe there's an outside reality, and you take your inside creation and you put it on top and you say, oh yeah, there it is. And don't realize you're in an illusion. And there's nothing out here but energy. And if you want a different world, you can create it. How do you do that? You take the same input information and you filter it different. What's your filtering system? What you believe to be true. You change your belief system, you create a different world inside, you project it outside, and you believe it's outside. Again, that gets back to manifesting. You don't manifest from out here in the energy system. You manifest from in here. So you have a certain world based upon your unique belief system. It's either working for you or it doesn't work for you. If it doesn't work for you, you can change it. Not changing this out here, this isn't going to change for you. You get the same input, but you filter it differently because you change your belief system. You heal the past, you let go of what you don't need, all kinds of techniques to change your belief system, which is the filter through which this information creates your world. Yeah, it was Einstein who said, you know, there's energy here and it has a frequency. Inside, if you match the frequency of what you want that is here, you can't help but get that. He didn't say you're going to change this. He says, change what's going on inside, match what you want from the outside. That's what you're going to get. So manifesting has nothing to do with out here, which we call the universe. Oh, I'm going to excite the universe to do something. No, you're not. If you want something different, you have to change something. inside of you. And you can do that. And there are techniques to do that. And maybe we'll talk about some of them. If you have a question, put it down there and we'll see if we can fill in the blanks a little bit. Now this is kind of the end of our little series here, that to let you know that your inside creation is projected onto the outside energy system, and it looks like it's there because it matches it perfectly. But it's an inside creation. It is always you that bring into focus, that bring into existence everything you have. And if you don't like it, you can change it. Unless you think it's fixed out here, unless you are a victim of what you think is out here, then you can't change. That's why you need this information, so that you can create the life you want. Because whatever you create in here is a direct reflection of what you think is out here. Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. So until we get back together again with a new subject, I have to pick something, or you might suggest something in the comments. Be good to yourself, and we'll look forward. Oh, A Course in Miracles around this topic. Again, the Course has a lot of wisdom in it. Now, this is about projection, and the Course has quite a bit on projection. What you project, you disown. And therefore, you do not believe is yours. You are excluding yourself by the very judgment that you are different from the one who projected. So as soon as you lose connection with your projection, you believe it's out here and it's separate from you, and you do not understand you're the creator. And you say, oh no, this is separate from me. It is you. And if you want something different, you can manifest it by changing you. Has nothing to do with the energy out here. Oh, that is profound. And when you understand that, you start becoming a master. That's why the 7 principles of self-mastery in Hermeticism might be helpful to understand. Look forward to talking to you next time we get together here in the illusion. Bye now. It's over.